Hi, everyone. If you're researching different areas and towns to relocate to, you're looking on the Gulf Coast, maybe you've decided on Venice, or maybe you're still undecided about which town along the Gulf Coast you want to focus on, this video is for you. I want to give you insight into an area of Venice that you may have never considered for new construction right in the heart of Venice. I've been working in Sarasota County since the 1980s, and the vast majority of land in Venice, as probably most of you know, back in those days was cattle ranches. Venice has grown tremendously over the last several years, especially the last 5 to 10 years. New neighborhoods are popping up everywhere, and they're mainly North Venice, East Venice, and South Venice from the city center. You can drive these areas. What was once a ranch is now the latest, greatest gated, amenity-rich neighborhood. I talk to buyers every week. They are becoming more and more discerning about the neighborhoods they want, and they have more options now. They have choices. So they want to do all their researching different parts of Venice before they decide to buy. Many want to compare options, and that's great. I decided to shoot this video because I don't want you to miss that opportunity to buy and build in a neighborhood which I really feel has potential for high appreciation. It's going to be highly sought after for many years to come. And it seems to be a neighborhood where really discerning the buyers that have keen real estate IQs are looking. It has the Florida lifestyle that most of us have relocated here. I'm David Zakos. I'm broker owner at Zakos Realty and Design. I grew up in Michigan, went to Michigan State as law enforcement, and relocated here in the 80s to be a deputy detective. I worked for a couple years in Charlotte County and then finished my 23 years with Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that most of the time I spent focusing and working in the South County area, which basically is Osprey, Nokomis, Venice, and Inglewood. I've been now doing my second chosen career, which I absolutely love, 19 years. And I want to bring to your attention and educate you on an area of Venice that has now become what more and more my clients are looking for. If you just started your research into Venice, you may enjoy checking out a video that I recently did, an in-depth, detailed video guide on the 7 areas covering all of Venice. It's the ultimate guide to Venice. I'm going to have them put a link below. So if you want to check out those areas, I break Venice into 7 different areas. I talk about Historic Venice, South Venice, the original East Venice, the Capri Isles, Pelican Point area, which is the golf course corridor. I talk about East Venice, Park, and North Venice. Now, one of those 7 areas which I mentioned is Venice Island, or Historic Venice. That happens to be my personal out of the 7. On the island, Historic Venice, you have many different housing options that cover a wide range of housing, from condos to villas to estate homes. For an overview on the island, if you want to check that out and you haven't viewed, I actually did Living on Venice Island, All You Need to Know, a couple years ago. Very relevant information still, and feel free to check that out. In this video, I'm doing a deeper dive in one of those 7 areas of Historic Venice, an area that I call the North Island residential neighborhoods, and this is primarily Bayshore Estates and North Venice Gulf View. These neighborhoods will appeal to you if you're looking to be walking distance to shopping, dining, theater, music, museums, farmers market, and really all Historic Venice has to offer. You also, if you live in this neighborhood, you had the advantage of being walking distance, a short bike ride, or a golf cart ride to the beach. You'll find large estate type lots and homes, many new and newer construction taking place. You'll have bayfront and canal front homes, and you can find other homes with water views or docks, and they're just a stone's throw away from the water. These neighborhoods in this area will appeal to you if you're a boater. There are a number of homes with docks. You'll also be pleased to know that there's no burdensome HOA. So if you like to have your boat, you want to work on that, or you need to work on that, or you just want to store the boat or boat trailer on your driveway, you want to work on projects, you're handy, as many people of my generation are, and you like to work in your garage or have a particular hobbies, there's no restrictions for you to do this in the neighborhood. You'll also be pleased to know that, if you like to fish, this is a perfect place for you as well. You don't have to be on the water. Within a mile and a half, you can be at Heigl Marine Boat Launch, or if you like to just cast from the beach, within a mile, there's 2 different beach accesses, and also opportunities to cast and fish in Roberts Bay. The South Jetty, which is now being reconstructed, maybe a year or so away from being there, but that's another popular place for fishermen. If you want to kayak, you've had a very short distance to go, paddleboard, all that opportunity exists to you just outside your front door. It's common in here for people to find existing homes, purposefully purchasing them to tear them down and to build their custom home that they have dreamed about. The homes in this area are not typically historic. On the south side of Venice Avenue, there's a few neighborhoods where many of the homes are from the 20s. Here, typically the homes are from the 50s and newer, so they're not designated as historic, so you can definitely tear them down and rebuild. There's a reason why the oldest home in Venice was located in this neighborhood. A little quick history that I found interesting that I wanted to share was that the oldest home built in Venice was built in the late 1800s. There was a 90-acre citrus grove. The owner built a 2-story Victorian home located on that grove, and that home was located in what now is Bayshore Estates, this North Venice Island residential neighborhood. In 1950, that land was sold. It was subdivided for residential. That historic home, fortunately, was saved, and that was moved to a location on Laguna Drive. And then in 2005, the house was gifted to the city of Venice, and the city paid to have that moved. It's now owned on a city lot at the corner Granada Avenue, right behind City Hall. That home is currently in the process of being restored. It's going to be turned into a museum and be a great place to check out once that opens. If you love spectacular sunsets, you love a cool breeze off the water, you like a quiet neighborhood close to activities where you can enjoy the ultimate Florida lifestyle, whether it's just in the winter for a seasonal home or whether it's year-round, this area is going to appeal to you. It's really that small town feel. The neighborhoods have a really unique feel, and you can easily tell that by visiting them. So let's talk about what your money can buy at different price points in this neighborhood. Entry level for this area is going to be $500 to $750. That's going to give you probably a fixer-upper. The majority of the homes in this area, as I mentioned, were built starting in the 50s, some in the 60s and 70s. So you'll be able to buy an entry-level home, one of these typical small ranches in the 5s, 6s, 7s. It probably needs a lot of work, but typically the lot sizes are going to be generous, somewhere around 1/3 of an acre. There are smaller lots, so on the smaller price side, if you can find something close to the 500s, the lot's probably going to be smaller. And if it's an old home on a large lot, like 4/10 of an acre, it may be closer to that 750, 800 price point. The next bucket up, which is 750 to 1.1, you're going to be able to find a renovated home with or without a pool. Roughly, that home is going to be 1,500 to 2,200 square feet living. The home site is going to be generous, typically 1/4 acre, 1/3 of acre, and larger. The next price bucket up from there, 1.2 to 2.0. This is where you'll be able to purchase a new or newer home, not on the water, but typically that home is going to be over 2,000 square feet of living. It's probably going to have a pool. It's going to be built within the last 10 years, or you're going to be able to find in this price bucket an older home that has been spectacularly renovated the right way. They cut it down to the stud, so to speak. Many of these homes are old block construction, so you start from scratch, you replace the plumbing, you replace the electrical, you replace the flooring, the windows, the doors, you put in a pool. That's the type of home, very beautiful homes that have done the right way, that you're going to find in that 1.2 to 2 million, or again, you're going to find that brand new home. Home values over time, in my opinion, this is going to continue to be sought after. Many high-end buyers are looking to this area. When you're walking and driving this neighborhood, you will be impressed with the number of new construction homes taking place. Almost on every street, you'll see some form of construction taking place. It's common to see a home go up for sale. Within a few months, that home is being demoed, and the next year you come to visit, you'll see a brand new home or the construction almost done on that new home with a modern style, a British West Indies or Mediterranean style home being built. And especially now within the last 5 years, you're starting to see homes, even estate size homes, larger than your typical 2,000, 22, 2,500, noticing homes at 3,000, 3,500 up to 5,000 square feet being built here with 3-car garage. If that's taking place in this area, if the people with that kind of money are investing into this neighborhood, that there is some real value there. If you're deciding to build new, it is a process. You have to find, there are a few lots where houses have been knocked down, or you may need to find a house, decide that you're going to knock that down. You're going to have plans drawn by a custom builder. There's 4 or 5 builders that work primarily in this area, very reputable. I can help you through that process. I actually just went through this process in a neighborhood very close to this just this year. So it's kind of a unique challenge. You have to have patience, but when you're done with it, you'll see how the neighborhood is transforming and you'll have some real value there, whether you decide to stay a long time or not. If you want a mature neighborhood, mature landscaping, one that has character, this neighborhood's going to appeal to you. Now, the price bucket above $2 million to $5 million, which you can get for that in this neighborhood, is one of those estate-sized homes, maybe around 4,000 or 5,000 square feet of living. It'll be on a third or half an acre typically, or you can find a house right on the water. Recently on Laguna Drive, there's 2 homes that sold directly on Roberts Bay for $3 to $3.5 million. If you're on the water in this neighborhood, you're going to be in a flood zone. So people do have that concern now, with the recent storms. Do I have to find a home in this area on a flood zone? And actually, you'll be surprised probably that 2/3 of the neighborhood residential lots in this area are actually not in a flood zone, even though you're close to the water. And actually, in March of 2024, FEMA redid the flood zone mapping, and they actually lowered the flood risk in this area. I've got a screenshot of that up on the screen. So really 2/3 of the lots in this neighborhoods that I'm talking about are not in the flood zone. If you've never checked out this area of Venice, I encourage you to do so. On your next trip down, make a purposeful drive down to Historic Venice. Stop as you may have plans to grab lunch or dinner or catch that sunset, but then stop, park your car or take a drive, walk a drive through this neighborhood, and you'll really understand the value and why others are choosing this area of Venice to make their future home, whether it's a winter home or a full-time home. If your budget's not quite what these neighborhoods need to get entry in here, I want you to be encouraged that on the south side of the island and in the condo district on the island, there are similar neighborhoods that give you a very similar lifestyle at a lower price point. These neighborhoods on the north side are real special, and I wanted to share that with you. Well, I appreciate you all watching. If you enjoyed what I shared, I wanted you to please ask you to like that. You can subscribe to our channel. I look forward to speaking with you again soon. I'll do some other videos about these other 7 neighborhoods I called out on Venice Island. All right, take care.